Remember my exciting hole? Time to find out where it goes. In case you missed it, this whole area used to flood until I found this. But when I poured drain dye down here, the internet lost its mind and I lost the green dye. No idea where it went. But last night it rained and flushed the dye out. Somehow it goes all the way underneath my drive, under my lawn, and ends up down by the stream. So it's coming out down here somewhere. Time to get the spade and start digging.
I turned on the hose to show where I should be digging, and as soon as water turned up, I attacked it with a shovel. That allowed me to trace it back to an almost completely buried pipe underneath this plastic one. But it's not as simple as water going in where I poured the green stuff and coming out here.
It turns out water goes down this hole, doesn't join up with this drain, which we thought it might. It goes underneath all of this and pops out down here.
Behind this ugly plant is a little cave, and we always knew some water drained here. We just didn't realise the uncovered hole did too, and clearly didn't pour enough green stuff in to push it through this far.
Also, what we did think was happening was the water that was draining into here was going straight into the pond.
And that was a reasonable conclusion, because every time it rained, the pond would quickly fill up and then flood the lawn.
In fact, we were planning on putting a drain in from the pond to the stream. Turns out there's another pipe down there that goes underneath the pond.
And if you look inside the cave, there it is, going straight down underneath the pond.
Trouble is, it was 99% blocked, which is why the pond would flood over the lawn instead.
So why did the green dye from the bucket not turn up in the pond, and 2 days later turn up down by the stream? Because the first bucket of green wasn't enough to get it all the way to the pond, and when it rained 2 days later, there wasn't enough to overwhelm the pipe under the pond. So the rain and the green dye managed to go underneath the pond straight to the stream.
Now we've dug all the way back, it's 100% unblocked. So next time it rains, our pond shouldn't get flooded.
And because we unblocked the hole at the bottom of the lane, the drive shouldn't flood either.
However, this is all a bit of a mess and probably hasn't been touched in decades. So we are going to fix the piping underneath here so it can't go near the pond. We're going to dig all this up and extend the pipe away from the lawn so it can't block up again. Which means I get to buy a digger. What can go wrong?